Welcome to Vysh IAS. So we'll be continuing with the PLUMS series of polity, governance and schemes today. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing this channel so that you will be getting daily free updates on UPSC. And if you're looking for a good quality test series, then you can contact the number which is given on the screen 7200681675. Okay, let's move on to the first question for the day. First question reads, how many statements are correct about the rules for parliamentary motions? So the question is regarding parliamentary motions. First statement is, no discussion on a matter of general public importance can take place except on a motion made with the consent of speaker or chairman as the case may be. So this is an exact statement taken from the constitution itself. So what I have told in the earlier classes also, when you get such a complicated statement, you have to break down the statements, you have to search for the keywords and connect the dots. That's the key to answer the prelims. Okay, so here what is the keyword? Speaker or chairman. As you know, speaker or chairman is associated with parliamentary motions. Yes, this is a correct statement. So public importance and speaker or chairman is the key word here, and if you connect the dots, that will come to your mind. Okay, if you have read the portion parliamentary motions and if you have studied it very well, you can connect the dots and take it as a single symbol statement. So here the statement is correct. So first is correct. A written notice of motion must be delivered to the Secretary General. Now most of you may be unaware of these offices like Secretary General, Secretariat, but I will say these offices are also important. In the coming years, UPSC may pick up some questions from these areas and test you. So please go through these areas also. Okay, so Secretary General, yes, it's a correct statement. Then motions filed in the front of tribunals or commissions are not accepted. Again, this is a very important statement. Most of the students will mess up with this kind of statements, and this is a correct statement. So all the three statements are correct, and the correct answer is all three. Okay, now come to the next question. How many statements are correct about the provisions that make bill a money bill? Any tax imposed, abolished, remitted, altered or regulated. Regulation of the borrowing of money by the government of India. Payment of money into or withdrawal of money from the consolidated fund of India or contingency fund of India. Yes, there are certain conditions which make up a money bill. So there are certain number of conditions that you have to learn from the Lakshmikant, and this is a pretty easy question, straightforward question. All the statements are correct. All three is the correct answer. Come to the next. All revenues credited to the government, all loans received, all payment received as repayment of loans given are credited to this fund. No money can be issued or withdrawn except by law. So out of these four options, the correct description of the above statement is which one of them. Okay, so Article 266 Public Account of India, Article 267 Contingency Fund of India, 266 Consolidated Fund of India. D, none of the above. So if you know basics about the different kinds of funds in India, constitutional funds, you may know that contingency fund of India cannot be the answer for sure. Either the answer should be public account of India or consolidated fund of India. So if you read the statement once again, the loans received, then repayment of loans. So all these statements comes in consolidated fund of India, and the correct statement is Article 266 Consolidated Fund of India. So C is the correct answer here. Now come to the next question. Which of the following statements are correct? Article 194 for Parliament and Article 105 for State Assemblies mentions two privileges, that is freedom of speech in the Parliament and right of publication of its proceedings. So if you know the approximate range of the articles, you know that 194, all those kind of articles which comes around 194 or 200 etc., that will be relating to state assemblies mostly. Okay, that will be relating to state assemblies or state governments, while the articles like 105 etc., they will be relating to central level bodies. Okay, so here the typical kind of question in which they will swap the article numbers or swap the statements. Okay, swapping of the statements is done here. So whenever you are getting some statements, if you find these kind of articles in the statement, article numbers or some provisions or some comparison, mostly it will be swapped. Okay, so first you have to check for the possibility if the statement is swapped. So here it is swapped. So here 105 comes for Parliament and 194 comes for the state assemblies. If it is so, the statement is correct. So here it is swapped and it's incorrect. 1 is incorrect. Then 44th Constitutional Amendment Act restored the freedom of press to publish true reports of Parliament proceedings without prior permission of the House. This also, some of you may be unaware of this fact, so state this important. Okay, this is an important statement, and here this statement is exactly correct, and 2 only is the correct answer. Now come to the next question. Which statement is correct? The first parliamentary forum on water conservation and management was constituted in the year 2006. No, it's 2005. So factual question, and this is somewhat a tougher side. Okay, question from a tougher side relating to parliamentary forums. Most of you may not be covering it in depth, but sometimes questions can come like this. Okay, then at present there are 10 parliamentary forums. No, it's not 10, it's 8 parliamentary forums which is existing at the present. The Prime Minister appoints a member convention for each forum. Meetings of the forums are held time to time as may be necessary during the parliament sessions. So here you can apply the logic. If Prime Minister is doing such a duty, we would not have missed it in the area of Parliament, okay, or Parliament or President or something like that. Okay, you will be learning Lakshmikant in the area Prime Minister. We would have for sure, we would surely learned about such a provision if Prime Minister is doing such a provision. Since we haven't heard something about this provision in the Lakshmikant, this is probably a false statement. If Prime Minister is involved in such a function, surely we would be knowing this, because Prime Minister, President, Parliament, etc. are very important from the exam point of view. So we will be knowing it. So here by logic you can mark that this statement is incorrect. Here actually it's not the Prime Minister, it's the President of the forum. Okay, the President of the forum will be doing such duties, President of the forum. Now come to the next statement. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the ex officio President of all the forums except the Parliamentary Forum on Population and Public Health, wherein the Chairman of Rajya Sabha is the ex officio President and Speaker is the ex officio co-president. This is a factual statement and it's a correct statement. So here the correct statement comes out to be option number D. D is the correct statement. Okay. That's the end of today's session. So we'll meet in the next week in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.